Hi, and welcome back to Captain's Bargain Bin. It's your host, Cyro, here with my co-host, Song. How you doing, buddy?
I'm certainly doing. I'm excited for. I'm already excited for Compendium of Wrath, which is we'll get to in a second.
Yeah,
Things have been going well in the Fab universe, so I'm excited to talk about it.
I guess depending who you are, but in our opinions, at least, it's been good. Good eatings, one could
Yeah,
say. Um, yeah, I know that the topics for today that we've picked out are, of course, worlds, which are currently they're in the final rounds as we're speaking. I think they just started a couple hours ago, so we don't know the results yet. Ooh, but we at least have the top eight we can talk about. And of course, the big release. Well, not release. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Reveal. That's the word for the next set coming out, which, as he says, Compendium of Wrath. Wraith. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Wrath. Um,
me too.
I guess we could probably talk about worlds first, and it's been. I haven't been paying too much close attention, really. A little bit though, and you sent me the top eight last night, which isn't exactly, for LL at least, the most diverse.
Exciting. Yeah,
And then for CC at least, it's got some variety. We do have a couple verdances, three, a couple gravies, a Syndra, a Prism,
and a KO.
and a KO, which is pretty cool. LL is, do you like Rune Blades?
Yeah, it's
do
just
you
Rune
like do
Blades,
you
and
like Chain in particular?
and honestly, I will personally say I'm not super surprised about the Verdance, but it is a little annoying to see so little diversity. I'm not going to pretend like I'm the best. Like I am, like my heroes are better than the rest because I have Gravy up there twice. Um, but Verdance is very good into a lot of heroes with her ability to go very with her ability to swing very large attacks and then swing a very large yeah and then swing a very large second attack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It is kind of nice though to not see only Verdant's Gravy and Syndra up there, considering that's kind of like the top three this entire season, leading up to Worlds. Um, so it's nice. Number three being KO is pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot
I
actually.
do appreciate a good KO. So
It's a sad day that
I'm happy to see them too.
fifth is only where Prism's sitting. It should have been higher. She should be number one. Number one. Number one. But no.
You could wish.
Um, and then even after all the bans in LL that were supposed to kneecap Rune Blades, Chain, Viserai, Chain, Marlin, which is neat. I do like that. Dio, Dash IO,
Definitely
Starvo, of course. And then Chain.
just more chain.
It's four chains in the top eight. It's half chain. It's chain time, baby.
And then there's a Viserai, so it's still just like plenty of LL.
Yep.
So
Marlin's interesting. I don't know what's going on with Marlin, but I know our mutual friend was talking about Marlin being a thing, and like he was like, "Oh, I'm jokingly going to build an LL deck. It's going to be Marlin," and it ends up actually like leading
when
up to this, it was kind of like, "Oh, this is actually a thing." But just seeing her there
yeah,
was just like, why? I don't know the build. I'll have to ask him at some point to give me the deets on it. Dio is kind of neat seeing up there too, though. I do like Dio. She's fun.
Dio is a good. Yeah, Dio's not my hero, but yeah, definitely seems like a good time. I'm like I've mentioned several times before. Um, I've become an avid Puffin enjoyer, so I'm happy to see Mech Rep
And then Starvo.
up
It's
there.
just it's Starvo. It's
Yeah, nobody's surprised about him.
like sure he's not doing as well, but it's still Starvo.
Sure is.
That's all we gotta say. Starvo.
Starvo.
Um,
It's
but
just
since you are
Starvo.
kind of our go-to gravy expert here, what what is the current build with gravy and like why is he doing? I mean, he's doing well because allies, of course, because eh. Um,
So so I'm not so I'm not going to pretend that I have the best gravy deck ever, but um let's see. I'm going to pull up my deck. I'll share it. So how I play gravy personally um is very heavy blue. Um for the most part, you want to keep reds to a minimum, simply because a lot of your allies you need to have that extra resources. So you save your reds for your particularly hard hitting attacks, such as Swiftwater Sloop, which is a six go again if you've pitched two or more blue cards for two.
hmm,
So it's a fairly solid card, and then Conqueror of the High Seas, of course. Um, Additionally, you can capitalize off of cards like Saltwater Swell, which rely on having blues. So you want to run a lot of blues. Um, I let's see. I run a very large chunk of allies. Anka, let's see. Anka is a really good ally from the Gravy Bones Armory deck. Being a way to discard your allies to bin your allies to prevent card draw. So that's good against like Ocilio, I would imagine Starvo, and even probably certain Viscerai builds, um, depending on where you play it. And of course, you have Chum to prevent attacks on your face. I personally run two limpets just for that very nice go again action. Um, let's see, and then rigor mortis, sawbones, and swabby for pure attack value. They all hit for, let's see, rigor mortis and sawbones hit for 6, and swabby
hmm.
hits for 7. I personally also run two Oisins just because with the tipple ban, I was like, well, what do I do for gold? And I personally think that it's a good solution while also being a pretty solid ally. You can throw it in the bin. It costs 0 to play and 0 to attack, and it's a solid 3. Um,
Hmm.
3 with 3 with a benefit on death. I also personally run two Gallo End of the Lines. I don't know how popular the card is amongst others, but I believe that it's a good negation for those on hit effects, especially from warriors and ninjas, since they have a lot more on hit do such and such than and those are the main bad matchups for Gravy. Um, I also run Blood in the Water, just for that extra defense. Same with Sunken Treasure. There's a lot of little things, but in short, you largely want a lot of blues, and then you want allies that you can do something with. And usually you keep reds to a pretty low minimum. I only run 12 in my 72.
Yeah, it's a fairly low amount. I'm going to assume like a lot of gravies, or at least may not, you know, card for card, but it's probably roughly. Like I said, I don't really know gravy too well, and I don't try to know gravy too well because I don't believe in gravy. It's not real. It
Hmm.
can't hurt me if I don't believe in it.
There. I'm looking at another list. It's still pretty consistent to keep those reds to a
Low
pretty
and
low
then yeah,
minimum.
blue and yellow,
Yeah.
which I think yellows are pretty much
Mm,
all the crewmates, at least from what I saw.
yes, all the crewmates are yellows. yeah, all the crewmates are yellows. Let's see, and then you run blues for, and then your blues are mostly support things like Call
Of
to the
course.
Grave. A lot of people run Eye of Ophidia, which I don't because I don't have it, and I'm not paying $500 for it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
may maybe if the price drops immensely in with Compendium, but otherwise no.
And
But
then,
yeah, there's options, but
and I'm assuming KO is still just doing KO things of Lolamau high roll.
I I haven't played Armed and Dangerous in a while,
Now
so
this is
I'm
I
not going
don't
to
think
pretend to know what the
is
new
it
one
Arm and
is.
Dangerous? It just says KO.
Yes,
Okay,
it's Armed and Dangerous.
duh. I was thinking of the new one, RKO. Dur. But yeah, I still imagine it's kind of like the same game plan he's always had of, you know, swing wide, swing fast, swing
And
hard.
yeah, I mean, I would imagine. Plus, He's gotten a lot of really nice cards from
Hmm.
Super Slam.
Of
So
course,
there's
all that fun shenanigans that brutes love to do, which I always love seeing a brute in any sort of top eight too, just because I just unga bunga.
which is real.
Then
Unga
Verdance
Bunga is
is,
always
I'm
fun.
guessing, just it's Verdance. She heals, she pew pew, she swing, Lolamau.
I have played against Verdance. Verdance can do so much. It's a surprising amount. Yeah, it really is a surprising amount. I have seen some people say that her stuff is kind of overdone. That some of her cards, specifically Felling and Plow Under, which are your main Earth cards, are kind of overstated for
I
what they
mean,
are.
kind of, yeah.
I I think the main problem is that there isn't is that the drawback tends to be pretty minimal. Like, oh no, you make me put a card on the bottom of my hand, on my card from my hand on the bottom of my deck,
Oh no. Oh.
and it's like, it's not bad for Verdance because because cycling through cards is fine for her. Also, it's her turn,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just a 8, and you essentially intimidate a card, but they don't get to replace it. Which at least with intimidate, you get the card back at the end of turn. Um, and then Plow Under. I mean, yeah, obviously Arsenal busting has always been a thing, but doesn't hurt you. But once again, doesn't hurt you any. At least it's only 6.
Yeah,
Um,
it could be worse.
so it could be worse. Light Up the Lees, especially, has been very, very helpful. Same with Burn Bear, just for how much arcane damage they deal. It's so easy to, it's so easy to play a Light Up the Leaves and combo into it with
Mm-hmm.
Life and Rampant Growth or the Healing Potion combo, and then just blast somebody for like 12, or even doing so for just like 5 or 6 with or even doing so for like a not 5 or 6, like 9 or 10 with either Surgeon Aethertide or either Surgeon Aethertide or, oh, what's the card? I'm trying to think of it. Not Kraken's Aethervein,
Oh,
Waning Moon.
yeah.
Um, there are just so many ways to make the card do so much, and you often have minimal answers. I mean, I've even heard somebody say, you don't even try to block out, like, you don't even try to deal with the arcane damage for the most part. You just try to race them down because likely they'll outperform you every time.
Which I could see that, yeah, given just her whole loop in general. Like, I haven't
Mm-hmm.
had the pleasure, we'll call it, to play against a Verdance yet. But I could just imagine that it's going to be like just really value across the board. It's just it's kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
not to be whenever like your whole gimmick is heal and then arcane.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that she is overall an interesting character. She did take, I feel, a set or two to really figure it out, but I
Hmm.
do think that just having all of those huge arcane damage spells, um, without any yeah, those huge arcane damage spells without any of the downsides like you had with oh, what was that card? I can't remember the name of it. Arcane
Oh,
on.
we're typing.
I'm trying. There's a certain card I'm trying to think of. Emeritus Scolding. Emeritus
Ah, yep.
Scolding had the specific clause of it has to be on your opponent's turn to get the full damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to get that full damage. Light up the leaves and burn bear. They cost a bit more, but they don't need
But
that, and you already want to be running a bunch of blues anyways. So it's basically a no consequence, just swing for 6.
exactly, which is usually not the best thing in the world to have, but hey, at least it's not the worst, I guess.
Eh,
I'm trying to be
there's not a
optimistic.
yeah. I think that the other problem is that there's just not a whole lot of ways for people to deal with arcane at the moment. I mean, ironically, I feel like one of the few heroes that may have been able to block out all of the arcane would be a Dromai. Would be a Dromai because she can get 6 arcane just
Yeah,
through pitch 1 to arcane, pitch 1 to arcane, pitch 1 to arcane for her what are they?
the little whelp things, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Aether Ashwings. And then pitch 1 more red to her chest plate and block out 6. But even then, even she can't block out a full like 9 arcane damage in 1 turn. So
Yeah.
so I do feel like there is kind of that. Perhaps it's a bit of an issue.
Probably, but
But
like,
at the same time, I do feel like it is nice to see a hero develop. And Verdance is over a year old at this point, so she is receiving those full LL points whenever she's getting those wins. So she
hmm
might be one of those that comes and goes relatively quickly.
but not like super duper at least, which
No, what?
a lot of people did have problems with this past year and some change now.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, there is that, and I mean, I do think that she is probably one of the best heroes. From what I've heard, the kind of triangle at the moment is um Verdance, Gravy, and Syndra. Each
hmm
one I feel like is kind of keeping each other in check. Gravy is better against Verdance because Verdance can't deal with the allies. So as long as you can maintain that go again, Gravy is able to just keep outputting damage. Uh Syndra is great into Gravy because she can very easily snipe the
Oh,
allies out from
yeah.
under. Mm-hmm. Um, and just keep pushing through without letting. Excuse me. Yeah, without a. Uh, oh, okay. Um, but yeah, but Syndra can just keep knocking that out, and then Verdance eats Syndra alive because
Well,
you can't deal with well, because Syndra runs a lot of reds, and so she doesn't have the resources to attack and block out the heavy arcane damage. So
and then the life gain on top of it, because it is only like a couple damage here, a couple damage there, a couple damage here, a couple damage here. I imagine that also doesn't really
yeah,
help Sindri either in that matchup.
no, not at all.
And then we have Prism. Yay, Prism!
Eh,
Who I think is
well,
like actually LSS's best success story of a hero, if we're being honest. Oh, hold on a second.
um,
My cat is throwing up as we speak.
oh, that's not good. Poor kitty.
No, she does it to herself, dumb bitch.
Oh, I was scrolling on Twitter because
Anyway,
I do that, and it said that Shigeru Miyamoto died, and I'm trying to figure out if that's true.
hmm. Okay, anyway, we're back. But yeah,
Yes.
LSS is, I think, best success story is Prism because she went from like practically unplayable to what she is today, which is actually a very viable hero. And I say practically unplayable because trust me, if you played Prism before Numenara's came out, it was
It
not a
was not.
fun time. It was not a fun time. It was not a fun time at all. It was bad. It was bad from top to bottom. Of course, I was kind of an idiot back then. I didn't understand certain cards, so probably wasn't helping myself. But at the same time, um, Numenara's really opened up a lot of channels for her because being able to play one thing a turn is not fun.
Yeah,
Um, Especially now with the Angelic Attendant being in play, I think her at least hitting top eight isn't that surprising at all. Getting two angels out on a turn like that could be pretty big depending on which
yeah,
ones and the matchup and everything. Um,
yeah.
and she's just like really consistent. Like once you kind of figure out how the player, which I haven't done, but I see the moments every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's how you do that.
And
Uh,
I can't
I
recreate it unfortunately, but these people, they obviously can. That's why we got at least one person repping the best girl.
uh, I am. Perhaps I shouldn't do this, but I'm just going to say, like, personal shout out to Ian Zong, the person who, I hope I'm not butchering that name, the person who played Prism and Marlin.
True.
I'm just happy to see somebody not playing just like best decks in format and still doing well. So
I mean, there's still great
good
decks
job.
in format, but they aren't
Yeah,
your
they
Chain
aren't
and
they aren't they
Verdance.
aren't the top three.
Which no shame to anyone playing Chain and Verdance. You're at Worlds, play the best deck you can.
Yeah,
Like disclaimer, we're not bashing on people for playing the meta decks at Worlds. That'd be insane. But we are going to
yeah,
shout out
but
the them
the person
in
doing well.
particular
Yeah,
because like it's it's Prism and Marlin. Like even Michael, I'm not going to even try to pronounce your last name. I'm sorry. Playing Syndra and Dash. I mean, you're still playing Syndra and then Verdance and Starvo. Like you're still playing Verdance and Starvo. Sure, they're not the.
yeah.
Sure, Starvo isn't top pick, but Starvo. Again, no shade though. I mean, me a little shade, but like playful shade.
Yeah, like her, like uh, I guess the I guess for me, I won't throw too much shade because yeah, like Trevor said, you're you're at Worlds, you wanting to do the best you can, but I personally have more respect for the people who don't play, who aren't playing with the meta
Of
quite as
course,
much.
everyone loves a good underdog. Like
Yeah,
it's impossible not to root for an underdog. And is Prism really an underdog? Not really. She's been doing quite well since
yeah. If
like every set
if
has at
Bet
least one card she can use. Um,
if Betsy got out there, I would be like wholeheartedly being like,
yeah, if
yeah,
Betsy, if like Betsy, even if like OG Bravo was up there, I'd be losing my mind because like those are the heroes that aren't going to do anything. I'm sorry, but they aren't. Um,
even all the Guardian support, Guardians just kind of have been getting the short end of the stick
yeah, it's
recently.
because like I don't think Guardian has a
I
good game plan other than fatigue, but the problem is fatigue isn't very good.
Not in this current
Yeah, in
meta.
the
It's
current
because
meta.
it's such a fast meta.
Disclaimer.
There, I feel like when back when Dromai and even KO Armed and Dangerous originally came out, so uh Guardian was really good against those because especially with Brute when Brute was really big, um it's so easily able to just be like, no, I'm going to block out and then I'm still going to hit you for four, and if you don't block, I will eventually kill you.
Yeah,
And on those kind of off turns where you're only swinging like
for
with
like
two because you don't have a good discard, um, you do Guardian's able to be like, oh, haha,
Haha.
have 14 and have 14 and you don't get go again for the next turn.
How about
And
give me
you
all
can,
your cards, nerd?
yeah. Um, I actually have seen so somebody at my armory, which I haven't been to in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I didn't make it this week because I didn't make it this week because we had snow
Yeah.
down where I live, and I decided probably for the best to not go and plow myself into a guardrail by accident. Um,
Usually not a good move.
yeah, and then I last week I did go up, but we didn't have enough people, so it
Hmm.
didn't fire. But excuse me, but somebody there has been playing Pleiades a lot, and I've found the deck has been I found interesting enough that I actually went
It's
and got the
it is
Armory
super
deck.
interesting. Like I know we're no longer talking about worlds at this point. You know what you're getting into watching this.
Yeah,
But Pleiades is super interesting. I do think she's really neat. Not my kind of guardian, but she's super neat.
yeah, I'm just kind of happy that um it's just a new twist. I feel like that's what Super Slam has really done. They're just giving us a new twist on some of the old classics, and
Hmm.
while success is obviously kind of success is obviously kind of up to the players to determine whether or not he's that good. Um, I do think that I do think that it is just nice to see something new happen. Um, so I'm excited to see where things go from now with new heroes. I do commend LSS on just trying something new after 5 years, giving us giving us a new twist on an old classic. I think I already said that already, but whatever. Um, and I honestly want to see more of it. I want to see what else they can do that is just different but still good.
Yeah, it would be really nice. To circle back around though to our actual topic on hand, who do you think
Um,
is going to win, and who do you want to win out of these top eight?
um, I mean, obviously, I am
Hero wise, we're not going to
big.
pick out certain players because we don't
Yeah,
know any of these people.
yeah. Obviously, I am big Gravy main, so mad respect for Gravy. But personally, I kind of hope that the Prism wins just for something else. And honestly, think I would be I think I would respect the Prism win more than Verdance. Also, because I'm an illusion. I'm also because I'm a dirty trash illusionist main. But personally, I'm rooting for Prism.
And not KO. That's a little shock. You forget KO's in the running too?
Yeah, but I maintain my point.
Fair enough. I do, of course, want to see Prism win. Or KO. Either one, I'd be like, yo, let's go. But
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
probably
fair.
going to be a Gravy. Or a Verdance.
Problem. I would say Verdance.
It's
Personally,
it's
the
probably like
Verdance matchup is
60%
not.
Verdance, 40% Gravy to me.
Yeah, plus there's more Verdance. There's just physically more Verdances.
Yeah.
And while doesn't, while Gravy is good against Verdance, it's not like an entire one-sided mollywop. Uh, there's still it's still kind of a even playing field. There's just a bit of a slant.
Yeah.
I would say like 60% in Gravy's favor in that. But
Fair. And for LL, Chain's going to win. We all know this. There's no.
yeah, almost certainly.
I
Chain
want
is
Dio
just
to win,
that
though.
good.
I want Dio to win. Give me my girl.
That would be nice.
Or Marlin. Either or. But I like Dio more. She's more fun. I haven't played Marlin, but I don't like Rangers.
Yeah,
They're
me
stinky.
neither.
They're stinky, boring
I
doo doo. I'm kidding, by the way,
I'm not
Ranger
going to.
mains.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not going to be that mean to Rangers, but they're not my thing. I would much like if we're talking about the boost attacks with stuff, I'd much rather go for assassin. Also, I like the thematics better, but ranger does not my thing.
That's fair. But I think that's enough for Worlds because like neither of us really know all
Yeah,
that much what's going on in Worlds.
no.
Um, okay, but anyway, we can at least talk about Compendium because we're probably going to be here for too long anyway.
Yeah, we're good at that.
We really are. And there's what 12, 15, at least 15 new cards, 18 cards in total. We can easily make that an hour long.
Yeah.
But the newest set for the upcoming year is Compendium of Wrath, whatever, which is I think their first installment of hard support for Silver Age, on top of just being reprint and support for everything, which is
Yes,
fantastic.
I agree. I concur.
Well, I hope so,
Apparently,
considering.
oh yeah. I was all over the DMs like this is so cool. So,
But we have
um,
RKO's signature weapon being released this set, Savage Claw. Um,
yep.
Runeblade stuff, which cool. Elemental stuff, which one of them is going to be stupid good for Starvo, Lolomao.
Oh yeah, Elemental Strike is going to be ridiculous, but I can also see it being really good for I was going
Oh,
to
it's
say
going to probably
Oldian,
be
but
like really good.
Jarl,
It's also going to be like really
really
great
good.
for like what's her nut, lightning one,
Uh,
Aurora,
yeah,
and then of course like any of the elemental, it's going to be good. Like there's no if ands or buts about it.
yeah,
It's going to be good. Um, the fact that Eye of Ophidia is being reprinted, Bounds of Justice is already getting reprinted, and Shelter from the Storm,
thank
perfect.
God those two are I think both. I think Balance is like $150.
Yeah,
Truly miserable.
and not on here for some reason, but Fandles, yeah,
Angels is getting reprinted too.
again,
I mean, it needs.
it always needs
I mean,
another reprint. It
yeah. I
always
mean,
needs another
I
one.
can. I mean, I could definitely appreciate just how good. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely appreciate just how good Fandles is, but even the cheapest version, yeah, but even the cheapest version, excuse me, which is from Bright Lights, is back up. Goodness, is
Are you
back up to
dying?
$135. No, I'm just. No, I had a diet coke.
Oh,
So, but yeah, but Fandles is back up to $135. I think when it was initially reprinted from Bright Lights, I think that's when I picked up my copy for like 90. Might have even been 100. Oh, you know what? We might see a reprint of. We might see Quick Dodge Flexors again.
I would not be upset about that though.
Me neither. I mean, we
Also,
both have one, so
there are 9
we don't.
copies of Fandle's Green Tunic, technically
Which is
speaking.
really funny.
Admittedly, one of them is a promo version, and then of course you have the gold version. Then you have Alpha,
Yeah,
Rainbow, and then Extended Art, Crucible, Crucible
yeah. I'm
again,
just gonna.
HP 1, HP
Um,
2, well, HP Black Border. So I guess there's technically 10 if you think about it.
yeah,
That's
I'm just
stupid.
gonna send the
Well, let's
stream
get number
messages
11
out.
in, baby. Let's fucking go.
Let's lower the price, please, God. I honestly could
Please.
see, and I could honestly also see another reprint of fuck, Command and Conquer, and we might finally get that E-Strike reprint. It's
Actually, I
the
think there
only no.
is one, isn't there? I saw artwork for what
I
looks
don't,
like E-Strike floating around.
oh,
Again,
you're right. We
it's
definitely
not
did.
it's not on it's not official yet, I don't
Yeah,
think. But
no, but
there's
we did see art. That's
that
right.
that's definitely E-Strike. If you've seen the art floating around, which if you're watching this you probably have, that's 100% going to be E-Strike. It's literally the guy. It's Zeus.
Yeah, it's great art.
It
It's
is.
fantastic art. Like there's been like the art that we have seen has just been so good.
I kind of don't like Balance of
Recently, so
Justice,
I'm
this Justice's new art.
that's
It's
fair.
not
It
as
is
cool
less
as
like
the original.
justice.
It's still good. It's just not. That's good.
Yeah,
All the
we
other
are
art though,
seeing.
great. I love Faendal,
Yeah, we
armpit
are
lovers. You're
seeing.
eating good, just like the feet lovers did with Verdance. I see you. I don't. I'm not into it, but I respect your game. No, I don't.
And we are, and I mean, I'm anticipating seeing a couple gems, at least the first three or four.
Hopefully, because like we're getting. I have a Ophidia at least. That's 100% a gem.
Yeah,
We should be getting at least a couple more. I don't know which ones they would honestly reprint though, because I feel like Ophidia's
I would
kind of the
say,
only one that's really used a whole lot.
I would say Heart of Faneville just because it's
Oh
so rare.
yeah, I always forget about it.
And then I could also potentially see the Shard of the Arc Knight, but it's also just like it's also
Eh,
Viserai exclusive, so we don't need it that bad. But I could see it being reprinted
I
just
could
because it
also
was
see it.
first. It's the first three.
Yeah,
It's like the first three gems, but it would also be kind of interesting to just see them reprint all of them from like 2020 to like 2022 or something. Just because,
yeah, that'd be nice
but
actually.
I don't think they will.
They
It
might.
would be. I don't
You
think they
never
will,
know
but
with these guys,
uh, that is
honestly.
true. They they've done a whole lot of stuff.
One thing I do want to say
I
that's
was
unrelated to actually the cards, but the online speculators, you know who you are, who are crying about certain things. I especially saw one. I think it was one you shared with me, where it was someone
I
crying
definitely
over.
did. I just shared another one
Well,
with
I
you
also just
actually.
stumbled across these myself too.
Yeah.
What was it? It was about Faendal Spring Tunic, and they're crying about the extended art no longer going to be as valuable because of the new one. Like, brother, that's not how this works.
Also, uh,
Who cares?
also to quote a movie that I don't know the name of, "Cry Me a River, Dick Face."
Also, the quote
Seriously though, the kid
LSS's
art is
reprint policy, they can and they will reprint uh, new arts in rainbow foil, so you can't complain anything about it being foil. Also,
yeah,
they specifically called for it for new art to be worse, which is like, why?
stupid.
Like,
That's dumb.
that's very dumb. We don't like people who treat card games like stock markets. If you're one of those people,
Yeah,
I'm not going to say sorry.
me neither. I mean, don't get me wrong. Um, I will play a bit of devil's advocate. I do enjoy the fact that I can sell cards to get more cards, but also
Yes.
like I'm not investing money in
Yeah,
it.
we're not
In
like
yeah, I'm not like
I spent
buying the
five
cold
thousand
foils.
dollars on this Frandle Spring Tunic and it's going to crash the market now because they're reprinting it. Like, maybe just buy the card at that price because you actually care about it. Because they kept saying like, "Oh, collectors, oh, collectors." Like, no, you're treating it like it's a monetary investment. If you're collecting it, you're collecting it.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
just
I
my
bought
opinion, though. Like, I don't
I
ever
bought
expect
oh
to resell something I collect.
yeah. I mean that's part of the reason. Like I've tried to make a habit of maintaining at least one copy of legendaries nowadays, unless I'm absolutely certain I'm never going to use it. Because like I don't really like warriors that much. They're just not for me. So I just don't buy warrior cards.
Yeah.
But recently, as I've gotten invested into the game, like I recently bought a cold foil of adaptive plating just because I was like, I like the card and I anticipate on playing a lot of Puffin, which I
Yeah.
have. So I bought it in cold foil because I wanted to. Same thing with Dragon Scale Flight Paths or whatever the hell the name
Oh, what is
is.
that called? It doesn't matter.
I'm going to look it up just because it's going to bug me if I don't do it. Dragon Scalar Flight Path. I was close. I
Yes.
was close. Good, nice talk, dumbass. I'm going to buy that in cold foil too because I am going to use it so much whenever Dromai gets her reprint in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2027 because I
Oh
love
yeah.
Dromai. I love Dragon. So like I'm going to buy that in cold foil just because I like the card. So
Yeah. It's the same
and
thing with our mutual friend who's currently at Worlds. He's not playing in
yeah,
the big event, of course, but he's just there. He played in the calling
just
there, I
having a
guess
good
too.
time.
Yeah, he's having a good time. He hooked brother up because I'm like, hey, I said promo Prism originally because I was meaning like the Philly promo Prism, but he found me a
Yeah.
Marvel Prism. I sent him money immediately.
Yeah.
Am I ever going to resell that? No. If they reprint it, I'm going to be so happy for other people who get a chance to get her. But she's mine. Get
Yeah,
mine.
and I kind of
And same
and I
thing with
do
like
and I have
angels. Like I'm gonna
yeah.
end up eventually having every Marvel Angel at some point. I'm
I
not
mean, I
doing it
plan on
all at
doing the
one
same thing
go.
with I plan on doing the same thing with dragons whenever I finally get a pretty good in once I get a good income and can afford to
Yeah,
spend $20 here and there. I'm going to get at least one just so then
yeah,
whenever I play the card, I'm like, nope, I have this shiny version instead to
yeah,
throw out.
exactly.
So
And it just looks cool. Like I have a
yeah,
Marvel Syndra that a friend of ours who never really played Fab a whole lot, but every once in a while he'd like get in for a little bit, get out. He handed me a Marvel Syndra. I'm keeping that bitch forever
yeah, it's real. I mean, I still have
because
the.
it's a beautiful art, and I think it's just cool. Same thing with my
I
one
mean, I
Marvel Chi card I have that I pulled. Is the only one I wanted too. I'm like, hell yeah, Chi's worthless now to me. Like, I don't care anything about those eras because I'm not playing LL or anything like that. But I'm never getting rid of that damn thing because it's beautiful.
I mean, I still have the
Cat.
Marvel Bravo, and I've thought about selling it, but I was like, eh. I just
I'm being mean
like
bad.
I'm not a Guardian player, but it's such a pretty card. I don't want to
Yeah,
get rid of it. Same thing with like the various promos I've gotten. I have maintained at least one of them. Like I have refused trades for them just because I'm like I want to keep those. I don't care if I never use them. It means I did something cool
exactly.
and I got like top 8 in an event, which normally I don't do because I'm not that good at this game. But
Tell me
I
about it.
anyways.
I'm your champion of 2 2
Um
and 2, baby. But no, like, I know we kind of went off topic a little bit, but it's because reprints. These are great. I want more of these. Warmongers? Diplomacy? I'm kind of sad I got rid of my one copy I pulled forever ago,
I
but
think you traded it to me.
I
I
think
sold
so.
it and then I had to buy more of them. And I
But
bought
I
them
can now
for
get them
a
for like
higher
$30
quality.
a pop, compared to like, what were they at one point? 90?
They were I think they
60?
were at one point
60.
over a let's see.
I know for a fact well over
Um
60. I don't know if they crested much over 90. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. A card shouldn't be that
uh
much anyway.
this December 2024 they were in the 90s, and more recently before the reprint they were maintaining about 70.
Yeah.
And then once the reprint was announced they tanked. They're now Dust Till Dawn is 37, and I think the new one is I want to say it's like 30, 36.
Yeah.
So yeah, about
Which
40, little less than 40.
Yeah, which I can get a whole playset now for like the cost of one.
Yeah,
And you know why?
which is great.
Reprints, which are
And
great.
I
We love reprints. If you
yeah,
don't,
I mean
I'm sorry you feel that way.
if you don't get the fuck out,
No.
no. But I mean, and similar things with Codex of Frailty. That card was over $100.
Yeah,
I never was going to buy them. I was just going to deal with the fact because I'm not spending $120 on one card unless
unless.
it's like a special art and I really, really want to, and I really want specifically the special art. But if it's like a normal ass card, I'm not going to spend that much money.
No.
I am like, I really love card games. I spend a lot of money on card games. I'm not going to spend that much money on card games
Yeah.
now. They're less than $30. I could, and I. The only reason I haven't got them is because I'm lazy. But and
And
you know what? The
go.
Marvel Codex of Frailty. Sorry, I'll shut up after this. The Marvel Codex of Frailty, for those of you who have it, is $600. And that's fantastic for you guys. I'm happy about that for you guys. I'm glad that it is worth that much. But you know what? That's a collector's item. The Marvels are there to be a chase, to be that collector's item. And I personally like that it's that much for those people just because I personally do think that it feels good to have to just have something that's like, oh, this is really expensive. That's super cool.
Hmm.
I like that. But having those more affordable pieces is so nice for the people like me who don't care as much about
Yeah,
that and who just want to play the game.
yeah. Like a lot of the people who like are really good at this game, like the ones currently at Worlds, they kind of don't care about the blingy versions a lot of the time anyway, because it's like, Why bother? Especially whenever you are playing at that level where you do kind of chase the meta and you kind of have to chase the meta. Like, why should these cards be stupid expensive for no reason other than, like, eh? Like, there is really no
Yeah.
good reason for a card to be too expensive after a certain point. For regular play, collector pieces like certain promo arts, certain extended arts, certain full arts. Absolutely, make them be fucking stupid, crazy expensive. Who cares? That's what they're there for. They're there
Yeah.
to be the money sink. They're there to be the like, oh, look what I have. Like, oh, look at this. It's magic card, but it's the closest one to me.
Yeah. And
Like,
I guess
why? Oh,
the gems I guess are kind of an interesting piece. Sorry, I'll you go first and then I'll get on my soapbox.
oh no, it's fine. I already kind of lost my train of thought.
Oh, that's fair. So, um, I will say we do kind of reach an interesting piece with specifically the gems.
Yeah,
I know out of the last two, we are specifically seeing a interesting. Yeah, we're seeing an interesting thing with Authority of Ataya and Riches of Trobal Donny. Less riches than I think a lot of people thought, but it's still maintaining its price. Were those two gems horribly expensive, but some people see them as necessary for the highest level of play. I personally will debate they aren't. They are really good. I will not deny that at all. And for decks that want them, yeah, you probably do want to see like Eye of Ophidia or something because it does give you that little bit of extra edge. But I think that a lot of people
excuse me.
could potentially live without them.
Of course.
But it is still a question of, well, what do you do with that considering that what do you do about it considering that they are so expensive um but do have actual gameplay value compared to but do have actual gameplay value. I
Yeah.
guess what are your thoughts on that?
Um, definitely is kind of a tricky situation in general, given that they're typically fables, if not label legendaries, if not fabled, in most of the sets they come out in. Um, I actually
I
have
think
two
all
gems.
gems.
Admittedly, they're the same gem. I have two Light of Souls. Um,
Mhm.
I got one off our mutual friend who's currently at Worlds, and I pulled one. Awesome. I occasionally play it because it's good in the light hero decks. Not really, but it's kind of good. Um, like sure, those ones don't matter, but whenever you do get into it being mattering, it really becomes a problem because they're so rare. They're going to have a high price tag on them anyway. And
Mhm.
if they do become kind of like a competitive necessity in certain decks, like Eye of Ophidia kind of is required in like Wizards in particular, mainly Kano, because Kano.
It's also seen it's also seen tons and tons of play in Gravy as well.
Yeah, because having that opt to, like, that's kind of insane and really
Mhm.
powerful in certain decks. It's like, okay, now it becomes a requirement. But the problem is, whenever it becomes a requirement, why is it $445 for just the basic
Yeah.
version? And
And it's kind of a similar.
that's where the
Sorry.
issue arrives, where these super expensive cards that are required to play should definitely be reprinted though, which is why I'm so happy to see. And I think pretty much any gem should be reprinted. I don't care. I literally do not care. Like I said, I have two gems. I don't know what they run currently. Can you look it
Hmm.
up? Because I don't want to try to
I will.
mess with anything.
I'll look up a library as well, just because
Library
I
is
know they have a
currently like
library.
138 or 183. I can't remember off the top of my head for the Rainbow Foil version.
Light of Soul in Rainbow is 170, and Cold Foil is close to 200.
Yeah, like why is it 170 though? Like, thankfully, it's kind of
Uh,
just for collectors at this point. Like, I think Prism will
yeah.
occasionally run it. Bolton definitely doesn't need it, but that's an occasional maybe run if you're a weirdo like me. I don't think any like actual good deck list runs it. But why is it $170? for the rainbow foil
Hmm.
because it's a
I
fable.
mean that.
Like, sure,
Yeah,
it's a
and
neat
it's
collector's piece, but it's not like
very.
the coolest thing in the world.
Mhm.
Like, oh,
And I mean,
like
sorry,
no,
I keep interrupting.
no, you're fine. I'm actually interrupting
Um,
myself. I'm gonna pull out one of these damn cards as we're talking.
yeah. While you do that, while you do that, kind of the one of the big things for me is so I have pulled three fables, maybe even four, throughout my time in the game. I currently have sitting on my binder a Japanese Schism of Chaos. I
Ooh,
don't even think that's my first one. Um, it's in cold foil too. Japanese cold foil Schism of Chaos.
first card I
It's a cool card.
got out of the deck. Look at that. Oh,
Nice.
it's not even that cool though. Like honestly, I
Yeah.
just threw it in a Bolton Blitz deck, which rest in peace, Blitz. You will be missed. Just because I had a spare one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that cool to me, but it's a
Yeah.
fable, and it's
Kind
$170.
of.
I have $170 sitting here in my hand. That's
Yeah.
borderline useless. Reprint it.
For
Make it more useful
yeah.
too while you're at it. LSS, get on this.
Mhm. So, kind of similarly, I have pulled a Will of Arcana and a Plague Hive. Uh, Cold Foil Plague Hive is how I got into the game. Will of Arcana, I debated keeping and I ended up selling because I didn't care. I think all of them were Cold Foil. Plague Hive, as much as I appreciate it because it got me into the game, it's kind of mediocre. Um,
That's fair.
and doesn't see a lot of play, which fine, whatever. I don't really care. Um, but and Will of Arcana is the same way. Same with Schism of Chaos. None of those gems have really seen a lot of play. I don't care. That's not my problem. Well, yeah, no, it's not my problem. I maintain that. But at the same time, those are all what I would just say is a fairly appropriate price. The rainbow foil is about half the price of the cold foil, and those are about $50 a piece.
Which is
I think that's
absolutely reasonable.
yeah, it's reasonable, and it's reasonable if you want to include it in a deck, and if you want the cold foil version, great. That means you can get it, and that's fine. Um, Command and Conquer has a fabled version. The fabled Command and Conquer is $900, but you know what? There's another version of it there's several versions of it that aren't that are all about 60
Yeah.
or maybe even $70 for the HP1 and Arcane Rising. Um, excuse me. And then the alternate art for the Hunted is 90, and I think it's just because it's an alternate.
Yeah.
Kind of funny that that's the higher one, but still. Um, so
This is good art.
it is a good art. It is a
Anyway,
very solid art. But the point of that is, I do think that there should be a place for gems to be both collector's pieces in terms of cold foil, which I personally really love cold foil
mm-hmm.
because it does kind of add that. It's aesthetic wise, it's really nice. I kind of like how it's backdrop, but in terms of price wise, it is just rarer, and I do like that it does kind of it artificially increases the value, but there is still that rainbow foil for so many of these. But with cards like Eye of Ophidia,
Yeah.
Eye of Ophidia, Arknight Shard, even Heart of Fandel, and Heart of Fandel doesn't see a ton of
Like
play.
we just said though, Light of
Um,
Soul. Like,
yeah, Light of Soul even. Same with Grand Library to an extent. Um,
yeah,
because Grand Library is 140 and Cold Foiled's 225.
yeah.
But like so many of those cards that do see a lot of play
Or even some
are
play.
are horribly expensive to the point that I feel like for a lot of people, especially newer players, they're unattainable even if they do so much, even if they do a lot for the hero. Light of Soul, while Light of Soul, while is I don't want to say it's kind of an enigma because it does have its use. It does
It
have its use.
it's not useless. It's just I feel like there are better options for it, but it's still a viable pick, and
Yeah,
it
and
shouldn't
great.
be. But it shouldn't be the price tag it is just because it has some viable uses. That's the
Yeah,
thing. I
and
think we're both trying to like say here.
Yeah, we're
TLDR,
saying,
the cards that have uses or are just good shouldn't be as expensive as they are because
or there
sure,
should be like,
they're rare. Yeah, sure. But you have two versions of it. The rare version should be the, like where you dump all your money in. Like, sure, I have
mhm,
Ophidia, cold foil. Let's pull this back up real quick. $5,000. Five
yeah,
grand. That's understandable though because it's cold foil from Art, Arcane Rising.
yeah, it's one of the second step in the game.
Yeah, like it should be extremely hard to find because back then cold foils were only in the first edition printing. Like you can't get
Yeah,
it anymore unless you can find one of those boxes and you can open it yourself, which good luck. So
good,
sure.
well, good luck doing that for any less than the
And also
price of the
helps,
card.
you know, keep the people who were in the game early. They have something from back then. They have something that's worth money now because they started off early. Cool. Rainbow foil shouldn't be $445 though.
Yeah, even if it
I
does
could see
see
like
play, and I know
maybe
that.
a couple hundred because it is just so good and
Mhm.
it's so rare and it has only been printed the one time. Sure, but not 400. Same thing
I
with
would say
library.
300 at a, I would say 300 at a maximum
Yeah,
for Iowa Video.
yeah.
That
Like
is personally,
library,
that's the amount I would spend.
it's
Library is the same.
okay.
Yeah,
Like it's not. It's like usable by Prism primarily. Bolton doesn't want it because Bolton doesn't care typically, and Prism only like maybe wants it. Like it's definitely a card a lot of people cut out because like sure it can be really good, but at the same time it's kind of just like well you can't block with it, you can't pitch it, you can only play it, and it's like do you really want to have to risk putting all your eggs in that one basket? Not really.
hmm
In my opinion, I have one because I pulled two. I've pulled two of that damn card. I sold one, I pulled another one. I was like,
you've
well,
opened a
fuck it.
lot of Monarch, and
I have
you've
opened a
also
lot of
opened a
Monarch.
lot of Monarch and Dust Till Dawn.
I have. But the point still stands like I'm only running it because I have it. And I have it because I opened it. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one, especially for 138, 140 bucks because it's not that good. I could see like maybe 100, 150 for the cold foil. That seems a bit more reasonable. Sure, it's only 40 bucks less, but like it's not $140 worth of value to me.
But you know what? I do feel like that's kind of the stance I personally would want to see on cold, on not cold foils, on Fables. There we go. My took me a second to get there. I I kind of want them to be the type of card where it's like it's rewarding to the player who pulls it. I do want that to
Of
maintain
course.
because that's like part of the main reason to have Fables. It gives something people, it gives collectors something to chase after. It rewards average Joes like us for pulling it, either in terms of monetary value or just having a really cool card that is scarce. But when it gets to the point of, okay, this card is kind of necessary for play, like Eye of Ophidia, like Riches of Tropaldani, like well, kind I'll maintain, like Authority of Ataya. I don't want to see them be two, three, $400 in rainbow foil, because then it's no longer a, oh, it rewards those who pulled it. It's a yeah, it's no longer a reward for those who pull it. It's a, oh, this is a card that is needed competitively. And
Hmm.
because of just how scarce it is, it's impossible to get without paying an arm and a leg. And that is why I am happy to see the reprint. I honestly, to an extent, kind of hope that they do go like full hog. I want to see all of the gems for like the first 3 years reprinted, just to make them accessible to people.
Yeah, and it absolutely should be because again, we keep harping on it, but like, sure, it's a card
Yeah,
game, but at the same time, it's just a game. Why are we treating these cards like they're stocks in Nvidia? That's gonna be a hella hella dated joke at some point. Um, just because uh, they're rare. Like, don't make them as rare.
yeah,
It's not like we don't. It's not like cards run out. We don't have a limited supply of cards. I mean, we technically do, but it's not because we have to. Make some new ones.
Yeah.
Print them off. Come on, LSS. Get on it.
Yeah. And kind of going back to the special art versions, I do love the fact that we have been seeing special arts. I do love the fact that
Right here we have
um
two special arts of reprints. Well, the regular art and the special art of both Balance of Justice and Shelter from the Storm. The collectors still have something to go for, even in the reprint
yeah,
set. Like,
but it won't make those cards nigh like unattainable anymore because until recently, Shelter from the Storm, which is a like it's a decent defense reaction, it did not need to be over $100, and
no.
it was in like the 120s for a while. Now it's now with the announced reprint, it's already down to 72.
Which is
And
still
I'm personally one.
too much, but
Yeah, I'm assuming once we finally get the once February rolls around and reaction people start to get it, it'll probably drop down to a more appropriate price of. I still think it'll be a lot because it
yeah.
specifically deals with Syndra and Arachne really well, but
I mean, it's
it
really
will.
good.
I'm assuming yeah,
Like,
it's a good defense reaction. I will say that it's not mediocre in any ways, but it's just kind of like a grandiose fate. Uh,
Sink Below, Fate
I
Foreseen.
think Fate Foreseen. There we go. I was like, why can't I remember the name of the card? Because I was thinking of Sink Below, and I couldn't
Sink
put name to
Foreseen and
face because
Fate
it's the
Below.
wrong card. Exactly. Um, but personally, like, I don't think it's worth more than $10. I mean, I will probably pay 25, 30 to get my last copy because I pulled two because I've opened a lot of Hunted because I really liked the set. But yeah, but like I'm don't think, but like it never should have been $72.
No.
Same thing with Arachne's knife when it came out. The
Oh, what is it
what's it
called?
called?
It's
Hunter's
something.
Clave.
Yeah.
Um, that never needed to be over $40. It should be like 10. I personally still think it's still kind of high price, and it's only like 15 now. It's a good knife. It's fantastic for Arachne. It's good for all assassins that want to use that want to use cards that care about marking. I just maintain that it should not cost that it doesn't need to cost that much, but I would much rather buy for 15 than 40.
Yeah.
Um, and so same with Balance of Justice. It was like, yeah, it's still 160, and it's a good card. I see why people want it.
Of course.
It's a good card. Um, I personally don't think it's good enough to spend $160 on, and I know that's just my opinion, but I also maintain that because it is such a good game piece, it should not be $160.
No.
It should be, I want to say, max 75. That's it.
I could see an argument
For
for
the
100
regular
because
version,
that's about
I could see that too because
where
it is a really strong card.
the
That's about where
Crown Providence
the crown
sits
is
nowadays.
sitting.
Yeah. And I think like all the generic I think any sort of generic equipment that's like
Need.
kind of considered like a staple shouldn't be above 100 just because like
Mhm.
we already spend way too much money. Let's not try and make it
Yeah.
high any higher than we have to, folks. I know it's asking
Mhm.
impossible things from people. But and also we just kind of ignored the fact that there are just new cards in this set too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
There's
we're
going to
very
be
we're very
a lot of
passionate
new
about
cards.
reprints in this dojo.
We are. That is true.
Um
Um,
I know that
I
I
do like the
like
new cards.
yeah, there's not many. Savage Claw, which I
Not
mentioned
many
whenever we
currently.
began, being
Mhm.
RKO's signature weapon. I like it. I think it's neat. I don't think it's
I do
necessarily
too.
great, but it's neat.
Yeah. I
Um,
honestly feel like it probably doesn't even need like. I mean, I don't think RKO will be rotating out anytime soon. I don't even think it's I don't even think it'll be like that crazy that uh people will necessarily care. Like I don't even think like RKO players will play it because they'll be using Mandible Claw.
as I should. Elemental Strike we kind of
No,
touched on too. It's going to be just really good in general. Like it's a
it
good
is
card.
real good.
I think Colors of Aria is going to be really good too, especially for like Florian and Verdance, just because it counts as an Earth card, but it's also a 7
Yeah.
swing. Like that's just really good. And
7/3
then
and block 3,
the
which
three
is kind of the big one.
defense reactions, I really think the only one that's going to be remotely relevant is the ice one because it's ice. It creates a frostbite.
Um, I could see Lemon Sheep seeing play.
I mean, it
Simply,
could,
I don't think
yeah,
Stormwind because I don't think Stormwind will because you care because Lightning decks care way more about trying to hit, and that's kind of a dead card to them. But I can see Levin Sheath just because there are a lot of because it's a decent defense reaction and it gives you an embodiment of Earth. That
which
being
is
said,
okay.
Frosthaven Sheath, yeah, you're entirely right. That one's going to see tons of play. I
Yeah,
think.
like I absolutely will be running Frosthaven and Jarl, no doubt about it, because I'm a dirty, dirty fatigue player at heart, and I want to make my everyone else's life miserable.
Uh, Going up to the equipment, I will say the one that has stuck out to me, I think, the most is Synapse Spark Cap.
I saw that.
Uh,
I don't know how I feel about it because I don't really. I just don't know how I feel about it because I don't do Evo mechanologist. I barely do mechanologist begin with.
I don't either, but I do think that it is an improvement. It is a base head, which we need more of. I feel like probably the biggest downfall of Teklo is that there were not enough, is that he did not have a good armor set. He just didn't.
Yeah, fair.
Because the idea behind it was that he built his own armor. But the problem is that means he had really little early game play because he has to spend so much time setting up his armor.
Mm-hmm.
And there isn't, and that, and there just isn't also a lot of wiggle room for him to be, yeah, there isn't a lot of wiggle room for him to be able to do other stuff because he has spent so much effort on his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Synapse Spark Cap I think will help because Teklo has the ability to play Evos from Banished.
True.
So, um,
And making a Potter
so I
token's
think
always nice.
yeah. He is a. I don't really love the fact that it's an action that doesn't have go again. I think it should. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same, but I mean, if but I do think that it's a step in the right direction for Teklo. Um, Similarly, a card that is not on here, but I have seen, but I've seen is no, not you. Picture Speed Demon, which is 100% a max.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it is. I think it is going to be kind of the uh max version of Fast and Furious to an extent. Though Max, I think, wants to run Fast and Furious as well.
I'm sure.
Um, you it has scrap, doesn't have go again, which is an interesting choice, but it has scrap. If you control a hyperdriver, this gets +1,
Hmm.
and then when this attacks, if it scrapped a hyperdriver, which scrap is banished from graveyard. If it scrapped a hyperdriver, create a hyperdriver token with 2 steam caps.
Huh.
And I I think that that's another step. And personally, I'm hoping that'll excuse me. I'm personally hoping that a lot of cards here are going to serve to be strong. Are going to serve to be strong cards for a bunch of heroes that don't see a lot of play. I can already see Trench of Watery Depths being really, really good in March because it's when it defends, you may pitch a blue card from your graveyard. It just gets you back. All it does is it gets you back a card from your graveyard, and it gives you a bit of resources, which
Hmm.
doesn't at all matter for the most part unless you're running heavier defense reaction. I could even see Gravy running it. I don't think he will that much, but like just getting a card back from graveyard and potentially doing other and potentially um potentially letting you play a defense reaction for cheap for free is really good. Um and I Same with Magmatic Carapace. That card is so good for Pleiades, especially in Sage, which we haven't touched on. Maybe we will in the next. Maybe we will if we have time, or maybe in the next
I say
episode.
probably the next one.
Um,
We're kind of
yeah, we're running late on time because we're gushing and also yapping a lot. Specifically me, I will take the blame. I never shut the fuck up. But magmatic carapace is another card that I think is really good for Pleiades and even
It's,
other Guardians.
it's definitely interesting, and I definitely see some use for it in. Actually, I think Valda's going to really like it more than anything.
The only reason I would disagree is because I feel like Valda's entirely covered with the base equipment.
Fair enough,
Just because she,
but
just because I
still,
mean it still makes seismic surges. I do think Lyath I think may really this one. Probably not, but still, I do think that I do like how it's set up to be. I
of
think it'll be
course,
an interesting card at the very least, and
yeah,
specifically in Sage, it'll be a great card in Sage.
right, which is the point of this whole set, really. And then reprints,
Reprints, it just
Sage support
support
and
reprints
reprints.
Sage.
Yeah,
Yep, and you know what? Valid.
and some like gods and ends thrown in there, like the Grimoire. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's an okay Grimoire. I prefer the Shadow one from Dusk to Dawn. Of course, I only play one Runeblade. I guess technically two, but I only really play one. Not anymore, I guess. Rip Blitz. Um,
What is it called? Oh, Grimoire of the Haunt. It
yes,
makes an eloquence, and it
yeah,
has Arcane Barrier, which I think is the main reason
yeah.
you would run it.
It's really good. Anyway,
It is.
comeback kicks.
Ironically, I think Grimoire is. Oh, sorry.
I mean, it seems okay. Action point's always nice.
It's decent. I don't think that you would run it over Boots of the Board, which is also revered equipment. It is not just revered Guardian, so it's not exclusively for Pleiades,
Hmm.
and it's weirdly really great. Um, but Combat Cakes is decent. I could
Yeah,
see Tough not run
yeah,
wanting
it's
that.
okay. Like I don't think it's a bad card at all. But that's really all I'm seeing here, and I'm kind of running out low on time myself.
That's fair.
And I don't
Uh,
really think there's really a whole lot we haven't touched on other than like because
yeah.
there aren't many cards that have been revealed yet.
The only other card I'll talk about is Unyielding Grip. I just find it kind of interesting just because it is a actually ironically that's a really good card for Lyath because it's 0 and then if you have no cards it gets +3.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely
And Lyath only cares about the base.
yeah, it's pretty good.
So anyways, I know you're running out of time, so
Yeah,
I will
but
shut up.
we appreciate you listening to us kind of stand on a soapbox for most of this about reprints.
We did.
But next time,
Support
hopefully,
reprints.
yeah, support reprints. Hopefully, next time we'll get onto something that's not quite as passion inducing. I'm going to go so I can let my cat out of this room so she can stop meowing at me. Um, until next time, though, bye bye.
Yep. Bye.